Yo, what is everyone saying? Welcome to another episode of the Total 90 podcast. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be making our combined most overrated team of all time. And joining me today, after his world-class debut, he's back yet again to demonstrate that people from Australia definitely have remarkable ball knowledge. It's Footwiz Jamodo. What's good, bro? How are you?
Don't try and get around me now. You've put me in a TikTok. You made me look like a fool, so yeah.
Hey,
You're
it
lucky
was
I'm
a
back
great
on.
TikTok, man. The people loved it. They were like, wow, this Jamie guy, what a beast.
I got about 6 unfollows on TikTok after that. I've only got 10 now.
It happens. We'll get there. When the good takes start flowing, we put those ones up as well. And of course, they come as a little Footwiz package deal, rather. 2 for the price of 1. We have someone who, first of all, I got to clap for him because he is making his 10th appearance on the podcast.
Oof.
It is Jay
Denman
9. How are you, sir? What a landmark.
I'm good, man. It's an absolute pleasure to make 10 appearances on this wonderful podcast. So I'm happy to be here.
I've raised a glass of water for your second
well.
10. I've raised a glass. Yes.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Cheers.
Also, actually, making his 10th appearance today as well, believe it or not, we have a man who is definitely not a Premier League merchant. He watches all the leagues and he was watching games in the 1970s. So I'm expecting some serious gems from him today. It's Kurt0411. Congrats on your 10th as well, sir. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, like Denman said, I think today's going to be very interesting. Looking forward.
Yeah, obviously these guys were desperate to get current players in, but I've said, nah, this is podcast industry. We've got to stretch that one out. So today is only retired players, and then when the season begins, we're going to be doing all the current players so we can get our agendas anyway. However, let's get into it. The format is very simple. We'll start from goalkeeper. We each have 30 seconds to explain why our choice is the most overrated. We come to an agreement. We move on to right back, centre back, all the way to get to our front three. And then we have our combined most overrated team of all time. Before we start on the goalkeepers, I just want to say our fantasy league has opened. The code is HMR5QZ if you're on Spotify. If you're on YouTube, I'll put it all over the screen or whatever. Whoever comes first place, I'm going to be sending you a Total 90 trophy to your yard to display with pride. So maybe, you know, Denman, you might get a little trophy.
What a prize.
You never know. Stunning
I'll be
prize.
winning that.
Stunning.
Come on.
So yeah, join that whenever you've made your team. Season starting in like 10 days or whatever. Anyway, let's begin. Goalkeeper. Who would like to start? Who has a serious goalkeeper agenda? Let me know.
I'll dive straight in if you
Go on,
want.
feel free,
Right,
mate.
go on. Take it away.
Yeah, I'll go straight in. So I've gone with David James.
my guy, man.
My reason for this is he was someone who was rated highly for quite a while.
Yeah.
By a lot of people, especially like the English media and stuff as well. But he always had a mistake in him.
I'm afraid
gonna-
that
right,
I
I was
can't
gonna
agree
say
with you because I put him in my last
not an
draft.
amazing
So he's a
goalkeeper.
beast. I can't lie. I can't agree with you. Sorry.
I don't know
fine,
about you
that's fine,
guys,
like-
but I feel like there's a common theme here with kind of English players being a bit overrated and overhyped, but I guess we'll get into it later.
We shall see. Who you gone with, Jamie?
However, talking about English,
Mm.
my goalkeeper is not English.
Okay.
As a little Barca fanboy back in the day and someone that's born in Spain myself, I
Oh,
would like to say that I'm starting off with Victor Valdez
blind.
as the most overrated goalkeeper of all time.
Mm.
Look, the way I see it, he played in some of the best teams of all time, some of the best Barcelona teams of all time. I think their style of play kind of suited him, not actually having to be tested much with his hands. He was very mistake prone, shall we say, and I just think he was a bit overrated overall.
That's a good one, you know. I can't lie. I quite like that one. That's decent. Kurt, your keeper, sir.
Yeah, no, that's I think so far so good from both Denman and Jamie. I was torn between Jamie's pick and my pick, but I've went with my pick. I'm gonna go with Jens Lehmann and Invincible, but to me,
Yeah.
the guy failed at. I think was it Milan. I think it definitely failed at some German club, Dortmund. I think it was.
Don't know if he failed.
And
but
then at Arsenal, of course, you know, the Champions League final springs to mind. He always liked to talk a lot, but I don't think he was as good as he thought he was.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, as a very biased fan, it's a tough one. But I do hear where you're coming from. My keeper one, it was quite difficult. I'll be honest, because I know I'm gonna have United fans on my back throughout this entire podcast. I was stuck between two names, and one of them is a United keeper. Now, the two names I had in mind, they both have a lot of trophies to their names. I can't lie. But I feel as though when you hear them, you realize they were in two of probably the best teams in the world at that time. And that is going to be Barthez. And I also had Dida. I can't lie. Like, whenever I saw Dida, I thought, yeah, cult hero. But in Champions League, all I saw was just like dodgy errors. Obviously, he had like a good final and whatnot. He's been saving penalties. But in the end, I have to go Dida only because I know I've got too many United players already. So Dida's going to be my keeper despite all the honours. I can't lie.
I think
that's mad.
First of all, I think
Barthez.
it's important to note, like, calling someone overrated obviously is not us saying that they weren't.
Yeah,
good.
they're not rubbish. It's just that they're not.
You know what I mean?
They're not on the pedestal that they should be, if you will.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'll be honest. Also, I'm happy to go with Jamie's one. To be fair, I think Valdez is a decent
Yeah,
shot.
I like the son of Jamie's one. I was going to actually say Barthez and Dida beforehand, but then I kind of took into consideration I'd watched David James a lot more than both of them.
Well, this is the thing.
Like,
I was about to say, like, I've picked players because it's obviously retired players. You know, being 22 years of age, there's not many of older players that I can comfortably say, yeah, I've watched them a lot and happy enough to, like, you know, back it. So that's why I've got kind of a lot of English players and obviously Valdez in my team. So let's start off with Spain.
Cool. You good to go with Valdez as well, or you want to push Lehman?
Good with me.
Yeah.
All right then. Over to right back. Let's see. Are we gonna agree on any positions here? I guess Jamie, we'll let you go first then, since you got your goalkeeper pick. Okay. So go for your right back.
All right. So my right back. You didn't pick a United player in goals, Amenyah, so I'm going to pick a United player at right back. And I'm going to go just straight up with Gary Neville. I don't want to spoil my left back choice, but maybe some people could guess it as well. I feel like there's probably a few class of 92 players, which, you know, is not like a bad pick to say that they'll probably overrate it in the end.
Sure.
Not saying that they were bad, I just think at times they were probably carried by that title of being a part of the class of 92.
I hear that. Has anyone also got Gary Neville out of interest?
Yes.
You both have Gary Neville. Fair enough.
There we go.
Yeah, I get. Okay, you can both explain, I guess, why you had Gary Neville. If it's the same idea as Jamie, then
I just literally written down was average at anything he'd done. Like, that's all I've got written down. Like, he's just an average player. Everyone knows he was an average player. Like, and yeah, it's just one of them ones, isn't it? There's not really much to explain. Jamie's pretty much hit the nail on the head with what he said.
Yeah, cool.
I think the best right back in the Premier League of all time. Surely that's gone soon already. I mean, to me, I thought Zabaleta was better. He just didn't play as long as he did, and I think Walker already eclipsed him. Trent has already eclipsed him. So yeah, I don't know how much longer he's gonna hold on to that title. And I think David Beckham helped him a lot. He used to just hold his hand all game, and I think, and he's also a reason why England didn't win anything either.
Yeah, you know what it is. I'll be honest. Gary Neville was the very easy pick, so I'm gonna agree with you guys. But my keeper wasn't. Oh, sorry, my right back wasn't Gary Neville. My right back, I'm going for the culture this time. All right. When Dani Alves was on the decline, people said this is not going to be a shot at Dani Alves, by the way. So just bear with me. Let me get to the end. When he was declining, they were saying he's the best Brazilian right back ever. And a certain nerd on Twitter who has a very large Brazil following, he said Dani Alves is not even top 5. And then he listed 5 right backs. And one of those 5 was Jaume Santos. Now, a lot of guys will have no idea who that is. So I'm going to ask you now, go pull up footage. Yeah, I combed through with a fine comb hours of this guy's footage. He's not even better than Wan-Bissaka. I can't lie. He's the most one-footed, uncomfortable on the ball right back I've ever seen. Jaume Santos.
1800s.
1950. Pull up for maybe, I don't know what copyright.
So is that who you put as your right back?
Jaume Santos. He's meant to be
1950s.
He's meant to be the best right back of all time, and he looks dead. I can't.
You're going to get away with murder this podcast because I've named people who everyone knows, innit?
No, I'm agreeing with Gary Neville. I just felt like I didn't it would have been too easy to all go Gary Neville. Do you know what I mean? It would have been too easy. I promise you, watch Jaume Santos here, and then listen to guys say he's the best right back in history. You'll laugh so much, bro.
It's true.
He turns like
First time I've heard of him.
Crazy. Likewise, bro, when someone said, no, how can you not respect Jaume Santos? I said, who is that, fam? What are you talking about? But anyway, I'm happy to go Gary Neville. That is probably the easiest pick, or one of the easiest picks of the whole video. No problem. Centre-back, I haven't really done it as like left and right centre-back, so we can just say one of our centre-backs and then see who agrees. Kurt, if you want to begin on the centre-backs, feel free.
I just named both.
You can do one of them, and then we'll see if we agree, and then we'll do the second. Okay, yeah, name both. Go on.
Alright, so I've gone for Gary Neville's co-friend and a commentator, whatever, analyst. Jamie Carragher is one of them. I think this guy was very overrated by Liverpool fans. It is no shock that the minute that he retired, they mounted a serious title charge the following year. I thought he was always the reason why they couldn't win one. This guy used to score own goals for fun as well. Just, yeah, I mean, I never understood it. But passion merchant is a term you can associate with him.
I think it's
he
like...
also spat at
I
a
picked
human
him as
being
well.
so that's not too nice, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, and also cowered it out and retired from the national team because he knew he wasn't good enough.
So, did both of you guys have Carragher in there?
Yeah, I had Carragher.
Yeah, well, I was just going to touch on that. Like, one of my main points, I feel like it happens a lot with overrated players because they're like a local boy and then a one-club player. I feel like they're just overrated by their own fans.
Yeah, I hear that.
These are my
Damn.
team.
So the Sky Sports duo, as much as we enjoy them as pundits, it's looking
You're watching
like
this, boys.
you're not getting your flowers as players,
We
unfortunately.
like you.
I didn't have Vidic in. So I didn't have Vidic. I didn't have Carragher. I kind of just ruined one of mine, I guess. I had
It's alright. I'm backing.
I had
backing you as well.
Nemanja Vidic as one of my centre backs. I think he was rash. He was hot-headed. Rio Ferdinand was always clear of him in every single year. I don't want to hear anything else. People act like he was like some tackling demon who, you know, people didn't get the better of him. And I'm not going to go with that generic like Torres in the grey shirt always used to dunk on him. I saw a thread here of, bro, there's guys like Carlton Cole, Dean Ashton, Stephen Ireland that are just taking this guy for a walk. And all you see is Vidic on the floor in all these clips. I don't think he's a bad centre-back, but I don't think he's like top 5 in Prem history, probably not even top 7 or 8 in history, to be honest. So that's going to be my first centre-back, Nemanja Vidic. Demon, you backing it, you said?
So, yeah, I picked Vidic and Carragher as my two centre-backs. Two different reasons, actually. Carragher, obviously, the reason which both of them kind of picked up on, like, literally, he was overhyped completely. Like, it's the same as Gary Neville. There's nothing short than the average centre-back. Like, and it's as simple as that. And Vidic, this is a hard one, okay? So basically, like, he's not the same as Carragher and Neville, so people need to understand, like, he was a good centre-back. Like, he was a very good centre-back.
Yeah.
Like, he literally won Player of the Year, like, at the Premier League as well, like, twice, I think, once or twice, some nonsense like that. But it's more so the fact that people are always saying how he's clear of Van Dijk and, like, clear of blooming John Terry, and, like, the fact, like, Rio was literally the brains of that partnership as well. I don't know, I don't think Rio gets his flowers compared to Vidic. But not saying Vidic ain't a great centre-back.
Vidic was someone that I thought of as, like, when I was thinking about centre-backs, I was thinking, like, was he actually as good as people make him out to be? And I was similar. I wasn't sure if there was more, like, kind of passion merchant tax applied to that. And, you know, because he played with a bandage on his head covering blood every game.
Yeah, what a leader.
Does that instantly mean, yeah, like, he wasn't the one I noted down, but I'm kind of happier to go with Vidic instead of the one I did, because I wrote down Dean McKellis, but then on the flip side, it's like people, I guess, wouldn't maybe rate him that high. I just thought he was terrible, especially watching him play for Man City, and I felt like, I'm pretty sure at the time, was it Pellegrini was the manager?
Was that 14?
He used to manage, 15? I think he used to manage him somewhere else, and then he brought him to Sydney. I just remember him getting absolutely rinsed on multiple occasions, obviously a young Marcus Rashford as well. I don't know. I just thought I could literally run faster.
I don't think he's rated that high, though, to be fair, innit? Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Rated too high.
Kurt, your Vidic thoughts?
Yeah, but no, I can back it. I mean,
Who was your other centre
going with? Yeah,
I've got Carragher and Vidic.
You got Carragher and Vidic. What about you, Jamal, though?
Well, I had Carragher and Dean McKellis, but I'm happy to go with Vidic because I guess he is
and who's your other pick, Amenyah?
So a good friend of mine who just agreed with me before is no longer going to be my friend. Now, obviously, this person played for Spurs, and you can't judge people on their trophies for Spurs because they don't really get any. However, Ledley King.
However,
Nah.
One individual honor in his entire career. He got a random player of the month.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's
2004.
overrated.
They talk about him as
No,
some
but
god. If he was just fit, he would be the best ever. He had 2 seasons in his whole life where he played at least 30 games. Two.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like that's literally the
What
older
kind of
generation
myth
who
is
say
that,
that
bro?
as well.
Oh, he was a beast. He was a beast. No one even saw that.
Yeah, but he was.
Didn't get to see it.
Like he literally was a beast when he
Yeah,
played.
that's why he got 1 honor in his whole life. Fair enough, man. I hear it.
Yeah, but
They weren't saying
No
that
one
fans play
over-
this season, players play this. Bro, he got 1 random player of the month in 04 and nothing else. I think he's massively overrated. Had like barely like 20
The
England
gun.
caps or something like that. Yawn, man. Ledley King.
I got some bad news for you. There's been 2 votes for Vidic and 2 votes for Carragher. Let's
No, I don't mind. I don't mind.
No,
I'm
don't
just
do
saying
that.
my one. Carragher and Vidic is a calm one for me. I'm just saying who I had in my team, innit? That's all.
Yeah, nah, don't worry. I got your back here, Dan, man. Good. Respect for...
You forget that he literally played in like a
The
blooming
two old
14th
heads
to like
sticking
10th
together,
place
shock.
team.
The issue you can't call someone whose career got decimated by injuries overrated.
Don't know.
whoa.
I think
Well
you
then,
can. I think
You're gonna
you
disagree
can.
with me later then, Kurt.
Maybe.
Well then.
We'll see.
All right.
But I've got my name left,
All right.
which will surprise a lot of people actually.
Go ahead.
Because he's the only, maybe, or at least in the modern generation, the only Ballon d'Or winning centre back. Cannavaro is my other choice. Brilliant, fantastic, incredible World Cup, which I will not take away from him. But he failed at my club,
Madrid
Inter.
as well.
He failed
We
at
mustn't
Real
forget
Madrid.
Australia got robbed as well. Moving on.
Ooh.
Agreed, Kurt, agreed.
He failed at Real Madrid, and yeah, I mean, it was. I always feel like people put him on a higher pedestal than he should be. Nesta was always the better of the two. Again, obviously, same logic as Vidic. Not saying he wasn't good, but not as good as people make him out to be, which is the definition of overrated, of course. So yeah, but listen, I guess 2 votes Vidic. I'll back
No,
that.
it's
Vidic,
fair. It's
Vidic,
fair.
Carragher.
Yeah.
Vidic, Carragher, I guess is the 2 now. I don't mind going for Cannavaro
Yeah.
to be fair if guys want it, but I think I guess we go for what most guys had in it. So we'll keep.
I mean, obviously I didn't put down Vidic, but he was one that sprung to my mind as someone that I was thinking of putting down. So I don't know. If
Yeah,
anything
I wouldn't
has
put
a
him.
vote, but like,
I wouldn't
yeah.
put him, but I understand.
Fairs. All right, we'll go
But then again,
Vidic
I
and
watched a lot
Carragher
more
for
of
now.
Vidic than
Yeah, I hear that. All right then, on to left back. I'm gonna let someone else start because this was probably like the hardest one for me. I can't lie, I struggled. On
So
here.
hard.
So if anyone's got
So-
their left
yeah.
back locked in, go for it.
So
So this is where,
Go on,
like,
Jamie.
maybe it's another one where it's like not too controversial or anything. I just went with both the Neville brothers at left back and right back, and for the exact same reason.
Oh, that's boring.
No, but
that's
like, this
boring.
Guy.
Apologies, but like,
So-
there's look. I'm gonna say it right now. There's a lot of English
Okay.
players in my team because like, it's hard for me to look back and think of players that are like now retired because
Yeah.
I'm 22. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of players that I've seen play for England, and obviously my dad being English, like, kind of being taught these things as well. And for me, it's just both the Neville brothers.
Hey, Jamie's the
overrated.
new Furhat, bro. He's from Spain. He's from England. He's from Australia. He's got correspondence in every country. I respect it. He's showing that he's not really just
What can I
Australia
say?
only. I hear it. Denman, your left back.
So my reason for this is more so a forced pick
Yeah.
because, as you said, it's hard to think of any left backs. So essentially, I've picked a brilliant left back, but picked holes in his game.
Okay.
So the holes which I've picked on this player would be defensive. I don't know if any of you boys can guess, but it'd be Roberto Carlos.
Yep,
Okay.
it's my
So
pick
I
as well.
picked him because literally like people claim that he was the best left back ever, which essentially like I can understand the argument for it, but at the same time like he was very much ahead of his time because back then like it wasn't a left back and right back's job to like go forward and attack consistently and stuff like, and he lacked defensively. I can't remember who, you could probably correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Ancelotti who ended up moving him further up from left back like into more of an attacking role, but I don't know, man.
I feel like with overrated,
That's-
right? Like, and I think this is what I've done a lot. I've probably picked players that weren't that good, but they, you know what I mean. But then
They had, like,
play
good careers
at
or
a high
whatever.
level,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like players that were really good, but then were like rated higher
Way
than they.
too
You know what I
high.
mean? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
there's different scales. I feel like I've gone on the other side a lot more. But look,
It's
fair enough.
tricky. I can't lie. I had two names in mind. The first one I've gone with in my head, literally, I was lacking names, bro. I had someone who, if you watch the last episode, is purely for this reason. My good friend Kurt 0411, he went with Stuart Pearce, and he was talking about how he was amazing, passion merchant, and he had such hunger and desire for Man City. And then when you go on Wikipedia, you look at it, Man City were in the Championship. So Stuart Pearce can't have been.
But did he
that
win the Premier
incredible.
League?
He did not win the Premier League, did he?
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean,
Yeah, he
I
didn't
don't
win the
know
Premier
why.
League.
Yeah.
But he was rated as someone that
I don't
was
know why I
worthy of
mentioned-
going into Kurt's draft team, and therefore, in my books, he's overrated. The other one I had in my head, I can't lie, was Evra. Only because he keeps on talking about Arsenal being his babies, but you look at the record, and Arsenal's record against Evra United team is quite decent. But I didn't really have one, I can't lie, so I just went Stuart Pearce. Kurt, I think you agree with.
rubbish.
I just want to add, I can't remember who the manager was for Real Madrid when Carlos said. I don't know why. I've had a brain freeze.
Don't
But
worry.
I don't know why I said Ancelotti.
No, it wasn't. It was.
No, I don't know why I
it
said
was
that.
Hodgson with Inter actually. He chucked him as a left winger or left mid, and then we ended up losing Roberto Carlos on a free, I think, or like on some really cheap
Yeah,
price.
I didn't even know that, to be fair.
because the guy wanted to play left back. But I back you then, man. Like to me, it's tough because left back was by far the hardest one. But I back you because if you look at it, right? So they talk about these free kicks. I mean, sure, when he hit them in, it was nice to see. But I mean, they probably were like similar to Ronaldo ratio, if not worse. I'd probably say like a 1 out of 50 ratio, genuinely. Then they talk about his crosses, which were good and all, but they talk about that Zidane goal in the final of the Champions League. I mean, they act like it was this incredible ball from Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, he
just
definitely
chucked
had
it
to
in
drag
there.
his leg behind. to
And
get it.
Zidane just done something which is outrageous. And to me, maybe my brain is clouded a little bit with his latter years because I was a bit too young for his earlier years. But I cannot forget that World Cup where when they played against France and Henry scored that goal in the back post. I mean, I still to this day, I hope that it was something, or I genuinely hope there was some foul play involved, because if an experienced left back, that this guy during a set piece is arranging his shin pads while the set piece is being taken in a World Cup quarter-final, which to me, and then Henry proceeds to score off of that. Now again, maybe we're being a bit too harsh, but I have Marcelo clear of him, and I think I'm gonna put him there. Of course, he was fantastic, but overrated.
Yeah, it's a sticky one. Obviously, two of you have gone for him, so we're gonna have to go for Roberto Carlos. But it is tough having someone who you'd argue top 3 left backs in history being overrated. But I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. The video is there for a reason, so let me write him down. Roberto Carlos. Now midfield 3. I've done it in a way that I've got kind of like a DM, like a centre mid, and then more of an attacking mid in there. So if you could name your most defensive-minded midfielder first, and then we'll see what they're saying. I don't know how you guys arranged it, but obviously I try to go 4-3-3 just to make it.
Yeah,
easy.
so
I'm chalked.
All I'm gonna say is, like, this is a bit of a disclaimer. I feel like I've picked players that not made me angry, but I just thought were actually like. No, but you know what I mean? There's like players that you watch and you go like, how are they a professional footballer? That's kind of how I pick my players instead of players that...
No, but that's
you
still
know what I mean,
overrated. That's still overrated, yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously I feel like I've done that with my whole team, so it's maybe not controversial, but you guys can decide if you want to pick my ones compared to yours, right? That's just what I'm going to say. Moving in from that, I'm going to start off in CDM and go with Gareth Barry. For me, look, you got to give him credit for his longevity and having the most Premier League appearances of all time, but just one of those, I feel like he wasn't as good as someone that, you know, has the most appearances of all time in the Premier League would probably suggest. and I feel like the most appearances. So for me, it was just like.
No, reasonable.
Yeah, nonsense. Moving on from that, I'll go with Paul Scholes.
Okay. Bang.
That makes two of us, by the
There
way.
we go. Me and Denman on the same wavelength.
Hey, excuse me. You don't know me, bro. I'm joining you right there, fam. I'm driving it.
Are you tripling down?
Well,
look.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I went for Scholes as my I went for him as my centre mid or whatever. But yeah, I do. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went for him for my most defensive because he played that. But yeah, I just think, of course, good player. There's these famous quotes from famous players that, this guy. I just don't think he's on the level of Pirlo or Iniesta or Gerrard or De Bruyne even. To me, he's not on that level.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Listen, we've been here before many times. If you've watched any of these pods or my streams or whatever, they always say, you ask them why was Paul Scholes so good. They tell you, ask the legends. But when the legends were asked, 0 Ballon d'Or nominations in his life. 0 PFA Fans Player of the Year.
To be honest though, I'm not gonna lie. To play devil's advocate, I would rather listen to the professional players that have.
But listen to what I'm saying.
But to be honest, like the media that overhypes a lot of players. I feel like media and fans call players good. So when I hear professionals call them good, I respect their opinion.
Yes, but
so
Jamie, but hear what I'm saying though. They say ask the legends, right, with all these fake quotes, and then he booted the tree or whatever. Congrats to you, you kicked it at the tree. Let me ask you, if they all loved him and he was the best ever, why did he get 0 Ballon d'Or nominations ever? 0 UEFA Team of the Year.
That's why
0
that's
PFA.
why I believe.
None of them voted for him when it was
could have been underrated. That's why there's a shout for being underrated, because
but then
he
he
the accolades that he deserved.
No, but then he went from underrated.
Yeah, this
to
is
overrated.
no, man. This what I'm
now
saying.
they put him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying why I didn't personally pick him as being overrated.
No, he's very like he's like my locked in like one of my top 3 choices in this team. I can't like I had no doubt.
I get that. Look,
whatsoever.
He's probably not a player that's flashy on the eye. It doesn't have the Samba tax. I get it, but like
it doesn't need to have. Bro, you look at like Paul Scholes. He's just pinging it into empty spaces for guys to run onto. Like it's not anything like mind-boggling what he's doing. I can't lie. It's not that special.
He made it look too easy. That's why.
Nah, it's not that special, man. Paul Scholes, get yourself right in this team immediately.
All right, man. I saw you playing that charity match, but come on, nothing special. Calm down,
bro. It's Paul Scholes. This guy's meant to be the best ever.
You scored a goal against Angry Ginge, not bloody Manuel Neuer. Can we calm down?
This guy's meant to be the best Prem centre mid ever. He can't chat to Gerrard. He can't chat to Lampard, to Vieira. He doesn't even chat to Roy Keane. So. Please, Scholes.
Hey, fair enough.
You're not in the convo.
He's
not in the convo. Sorry if you love Paul Scholes. I can't like Gareth Barry's better than him. But anyway, right. Next pick then. Who wants to go for another centre mid? Paul Scholes, I guess, is locked in.
Well, I'm gonna go. Right. Sorry, I'm gonna go with this one because it's someone that also caused a bit of controversy for myself on my debut on this podcast.
Okay.
And I'm personally gonna go with Edgar Davids, purely because. It's one of those, right, where, yes, he was very good. Yes, he was rated very highly. But for me, it's goggles tax. He wore glasses when he played, and I felt like... I felt like with your mates and everything, he was that guy that wore the glasses. Oh, look how good he is, how unique it is.
I just think he was just rated fairly.
If Paul Scholes had dreadlocks and glasses, then he's probably the best player to ever live. That's all I'm saying.
Never. I promise you, never.
I thought he was rated fairly.
Yeah, I can't lie. I felt Edgar Davids was like, he gets it.
I've doubled down on the Edgar Davids slander. So take that what you want.
Cool. Are you in agreement with his Edgar Davids or you got someone else?
Of course not.
Good. Who is your midfielder?
Oh, well, I mean, this will be controversial.
Okay.
I've gone with Xavi. The only reason. Listen.
No.
You can't say no. You can't say no.
He has time to explain himself. Go on.
You have it. This guy is rated as number 1 by a lot of people, the greatest midfielder of all time. No way, not for me. He's nowhere near Iniesta or Zidane or Modric, even De Bruyne, even Gerrard. You put Xavi in that Liverpool team, what's going to happen? You think he's going to do what Gerrard done? No way, no chance. He only came alive when Guardiola came, and then he wanted to play this certain style. Top 10 midfielders, 100%. Not top 1.
I was kind of hearing it until you said De Bruyne. I can't lie. That is
De Bruyne is better than Xavi, straight up.
I mean, this is the thing that I feel like, which way do we want to look at it? Because when we talk about system and stuff, there's a lot of players that you would probably consider as the best of all time that wouldn't have worked in that system as well as Xavi did. So it's like, which way do you want to look at it? Them not working in that, or him not working in other people?
He definitely can't.
The ones that was
in that system better than other people worked in their own system, in my opinion. That's why he's rated higher than
Yeah, I mean, he's got Iniesta and Messi next to him. But you put Gerrard in that Barcelona team, you'd be like, oh, maybe he won't do as well as Xavi. I mean, I disagree. I think...
Look, I'm going to back my boy Xavi on this one, but...
back him. I mean...
I do kind of hear it somewhat, yeah. Let's hear what the other midfielders are. Denman, one of your midfielders.
Right, cool. So I take you Ledley King and I'll raise you Jack Wilshere.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
Now, wait for it. Because it's not even. No,
mate.
hear me out. It's not even a disrespectful thing either. Even though I don't like him. Don't get me wrong. Scored one of the better goals in Premier League history against Norwich. Like, obviously, I know his performance against Barcelona was great, but it was one of those ones where it's considered to be part of like England's future and stuff. And granted, injuries halted him. And he's failed to stay fit and stuff, but also failed to perform on a consistent basis. And that is the only reason why I'd say he's overrated, because I generally believe people...
I'm not allowed to put Ledley King because of his injuries.
No, but listen what I said. Listen to what I said. You didn't hear what I said. I said perform on a consistent basis. Jack Wilshere didn't. Ledley King did whenever they played.
I don't know, man.
Also
led to memorable games and trophies, and I don't know what Ledley King's did.
Here we go.
He was just there, just doing nothing, just baking.
I feel like
it's not even that. Like, I'm not saying Jack Wilshere's a bad player.
Nah, that's what it is.
I'm just saying,
yeah, with Wilshere as well, Denman, I feel like he had history of being injury prone, but because of his early burst onto the scene and how highly he was rated as like the next best thing and whatever, I feel like that brought him more time and more respect and more opportunities, which it's hard to say that someone that had so many injuries doesn't deserve it, but like, I think the proof was in the pudding at that he couldn't do it consistently. Maybe some things out of his control, but it just is what it is still.
The consistency thing is interesting because when he played for England, and he had the record, it was like 6 or 7 man of the matches back to back to back to back. I don't know how much.
But why do people only talk about one performance from him against Barcelona?
Because that was his best. That was his most iconic, innit? He's got ones against Chelsea. He's got ones against Tottenham, even but that Barca one, with the stuff that. We have skulls, people making up quotes. Xavi and Iniesta were actually giving this guy actual accolades after that game, and he was like a young team. That's why they speak
Amenyah was in the tunnel.
I was there, bro. I was there.
Amenyah was part of the media.
I was doing the translations, bro. I had my Duolingo out.
But it's not me. But I must add, it's not me calling him a bad player.
No,
I'm taking everything.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm taking everything into consideration.
This was the only position, along with left back, that I struggled with. All my others, I'm confident.
Exactly. I told you I was struggling as well.
Yeah, these are the two because I had to really stretch it, and this is someone who he's rated. This is one where I think he's overrated on the internet because guys won't even really see him, and especially people in England. This person, he did his thing in Italy. He was very decent, had a couple Scudettos and whatever, fine. He came to England. He flopped at Manchester United. He was so bad that Alex Ferguson let him go to Chelsea, who were around 2004-05, Abramovich time. That's like their biggest rivals now. He let him go to Chelsea. He played 7 games and then he ran back home to Estudiantes. I went with Veron as my midfielder. I think this guy, people speak about him like he was one of the best enforcers in history or whatever. And then you look at it, he failed in the Prem. He ran back to Argentina.
I don't have an opinion on him.
Yeah, it's nonsense. Yeah. Absolutely.
He failed, bro. He failed. Would Alex Ferguson, if he was so good, would he just sell him to Chelsea?
Again, though, it's the same logic. Injuries hampered him. I mean, to me, Veron is one of those. Veron is one of those players. I mean, at the time, Serie A was a lot harder than the Premier League, and he killed it there. He crushed it. And even when he came back at Inter, his second spell, oozes class. No way is he overrated. Never. It's a mystery, though. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not sure if I seen this correctly, I do remember. I think Fergie said, yeah, he couldn't understand. That's the one where I don't know what happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how he didn't fully crush it there. But I think you could, not to me. It's the same with Wilshere. I disagree with Wilshere as well. You can't call Wilshere overrated. Again, the injuries completely hampered him. You can't watch that game against Barcelona, and I can completely understand why people said.
But with Wilshere, I was talking more so like after all the injuries.
I don't think anyone mentions Wilshere in, like, for example, like best centre mids in the Premier League or something. You know what I mean? I don't think he's really.
It's not like me saying, "Oh, there's a wonder kid. Oh, he's going to be the best," but then he like did his ACL 9 pames and then just went away.
But
forever.
it's like guys wouldn't call
the
like
way I see it,
Pato
we're gonna
overrated,
be,
for example, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just.
The,
go on.
The way I see it is we're going to be here for a long time because we all don't agree on centre mids and we need 3 of them.
Well, I mean, I'm comfortable. Okay, so Scholes is locked in. I don't mind going for Xavi. I don't mind going for that as the second one, depending on what.
I can't push myself to do that.
I'm not back.
Well, we have to.
Fine, we'll give you Xavi if you give us Wilshere. Fine.
Well, no, because I've still got one midfielder left. I haven't mentioned. I've got.
I
I
got one left as well.
Yeah, I got an attacking midfielder.
Okay.
Okay, cool. You go for your attacking midfielder.
Not really attacking midfielder, but
whoever
my last name that makes up my midfield tree is Schweinsteiger. I don't know exactly a failed winger who went to midfield. I'm not gonna use his United spell. He was already washed there, but I mean it was horrific.
He couldn't run, the poor bloke.
The guy
he was on his last legs.
His legs were gone. It was dreadful.
It was hard to watch.
I don't know what he was so good at. I mean he was kind of like a jack of all trades, I guess, but I don't know what he was so good at. I don't know.
It's tough, innit, with the Bundesliga, because my memory of Schweinsteiger comes from like World Cups and Champions Leagues.
Yeah, Germany
so,
show.
Yeah, I was not watching Bundesliga like, let's say, mid 2000s at all. And yeah, you are kind of let's ring first. No, I do kind of hear where you're coming from. To be fair, like you can't really pinpoint one thing that I guess he excels at more than someone else would. But
I could be wrong here. For me, Schweinsteiger, I don't think he's one of those players that comes to mind as like someone that's always in discussion to be maybe better than he is, though. So that's why I wouldn't personally call him overrated as such.
There was a period of time where like people would really like rate Schweinsteiger, and I did like as part when I was growing up where I really rated him before he was sick, but. That's also being very young and looking up to players' tactics because you understand the game more when you get older. I think I don't know why, like when you get past like them teenage years and stuff.
Wait, Jamie and Devin, have you guys given your midfielders already, or you guys still have?
Yeah, mine was Edgar Davids, Gareth Barry, and Jack
Okay,
Wilshere,
my last midfield. Go on.
Go on.
My last midfielder, and then we'll pick our 3. I had more of like an attacking one. This one, I know the football purists, they're gonna be at my neck for this one, but please, you're gonna have to accept it, man. I've gone with Juan Roman Rickelman, another one who. He was baking off in Argentina. Yeah, he's doing his thing in Sudamericana and Libertadores. He came to Villarreal and genuinely achieved nothing but that silly Intertoto Cup that you get for finishing like 8th or something like that. His most memorable moment was having a stinker across both legs against Arsenal in the Champions League semi-final and then missing the penalty to send them home, and he didn't get to the final. Yes, he's nice, he's silky on the ball or whatever, but no substance. I didn't see anything that was like, wow, yeah, this guy is sensational. So that's my attacking midfielder there. I don't know what...
Yeah, I'm not backing that. So interested now. So we've got a dilemma. So I mean, Wilshere I guess goes in, right? Because
I'm cool with the Xavi or Schweinsteiger.
It has to be Wilshere, Xavi, and Scholes based on votes.
Not necessarily.
Scholes is the one that had the most.
Edgar Davids is glasses tax.
No, he's not getting no.
Edgar Davids is not making it, man. Edgar Davids is not making it.
I'm not saying he wasn't good. It's just one of those players, right? Which is like, it's kind of, Streets Don't Forget is more nostalgic.
No, man, no.
Who was your other player then, man? Who was your other one?
I only had 2. I only had Wilshere and Scholes.
Oh, you've gone with 2? Okay.
Bro, I couldn't think.
Okay, but then it's on you then.
Yeah, you basically pick between like Xavi or Schweinsteiger.
Oh, who are the other?
Xavi, Rickelman, Verón,
Gareth Barry,
or Barry, or
Schweinsteiger.
Or Gareth Barry.
What's the other one?
I mean, you can't
Davids.
Do you know what? I know who I'm picking. Okay, just because they felt so strongly about it, and I feel like I'm doing right by the podcast. I'll pick Xavi for
Thank
Amenyah
you.
and Kurt.
How did it feel strongly?
I
I'm
know
just,
about
I don't
Amenyah,
mind. I'm just cool to go with Xavi because I hear
And
it.
also, I want to see the chat
Disappointed.
absolutely grill
Yeah,
Kurt
that's
to
kind of what
pieces.
I'm gonna do. I can't lie. All right, so we have Scholes,
Xavi in there.
Scholes,
Xavi,
Xavi, and then one
Wilshere.
last.
It's
Wilshere.
Wilshere, isn't it? It has to be. Because
Wilshere.
he's got
Stop
two
saying
goals.
one last, Amenyah. Chuck him in
Hey,
right
but
now.
I'm scared.
I don't want to put him in there. I don't.
No, I'm
gonna
happy-
get
I'm
grilled
happy to
more
go
for saying Edgar
Schweinsteiger,
Davids
yeah.
than I was picking Xavi.
So that
That's
we
the
can at
crazy
least have a bit
part.
of
100%
Bundesliga in
you
there
should.
as well now. A bit of Schweinsteiger. I don't mind that, you know.
Up to you guys. I mean, but the thing is, Wilshere's got two
Oh, look,
goals.
come on,
Alright,
boys. It's
Wilshere
nearly
is,
9
man.
a.m. here. Let's come on.
All right then. On to our three forwards. Right winger. Who has a right winger for me? Let me know.
I
Okay.
put
Yeah,
like
okay.
someone who played across the line. Like this is a bit of a random one. I can't lie.
Yes.
Robinho. My reason being like his high transfer fees don't fulfilled his potential really.
I'll put him on the left.
That's
but I
pretty.
also have
Yeah,
him.
like, I just put. Yeah,
Nah,
I
man.
just literally
Nah,
put.
I'm
A,
not
I
having
literally
that.
just put a
I'm
front
not
three.
having
What are we saying?
No,
No.
but yeah.
I'm not having it at all. Nah, man. This guy.
What do you mean?
Nah.
Look,
Yeah,
I could be
bro,
wrong here. I swear, when I was younger, right, and he signed for Real Madrid, he was supposed to be like the next big.
Trust me,
thing
He
from Brazil.
was.
and-
You watch him. I'm telling you, when
Even
you
when
used
he
to watch
signed
him at
at City
Madrid,
as
he looked
well.
like the best player in the world. When you're great, he looked like the #1 best player in the world. I'm not letting him. Obviously, hold
What was
tight.
that?
Like,
The
prisoners
YouTube
and
highlights.
that. Bro, they used to have La Liga on Sky Sports. Don't do that. La Liga in the 2000s, yeah, that was the one.
I mean,
Straight
he's on
after the Prem.
Wikipedia again.
You have Grand Slam Sunday and then bang 7 p.m. Chat to me in the comments if you know La Liga
No,
on
but
Sky
look,
Sports.
That's what I'm saying. Because I used to go up watching
At
him.
the end of the
I used to
day,
enjoy watching him, but his
He
name
wasn't
definitely
as
carries more weight
good
than his
as
ability.
people thought he was. That's just.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
first of all,
mine, in
he's
my
not a right
opinion.
winger anyway, so we'll let the others say theirs.
No, but I just put him. I just put him across the front three, innit?
No,
No,
Like
that's fine. But when
he's
we get to left wing, we'll see in it. So, Kurt, who's
everyone
your,
is clear who's left wing.
who will you play? I guess on your right side.
Yeah, this was my second toughest position actually after left back, because there weren't many that sprang to mind, right wingers. The only name that comes to mind, and to be honest, this is the first name I'm gonna put in here that I just didn't watch enough, but I just remember a vivid quote from my dad about this guy. This guy is going to be better than Ronaldo, they're saying. The name was this guy who got bought for a world record transfer fee at this time. He went by the name of Denilson. I don't know how many people still remember him.
Okay.
But he was supposed, he was supposed to literally be this next super. I can't actually remember now if he was specifically a right winger. I just know he was supposed to be the next big thing, and never heard.
He played goalkeeper. No, I'm joking.
No, I think I know who you mean.
Now he got bought for a world record fee, like
Fairs.
by Betis
Yeah.
of all clubs, which is insane.
Yeah, my right winger.
Completely failed.
My right winger has already been hinted at. Is probably one of my easiest ones again. We have a second player who, I wasn't there in the fields watching him back then in those days, but they say he is the best dribbler in history. I want you to know, because Messi exists, by the way, and other players exist. They call this guy the best dribbler in history. Again, I've combed through hours of foot. I don't watch like 3 minutes. I was watching hours of footage of this man, and I can confirm he was a one-trick pony. Run down the line and cut it back. His name is Garrincha. He's but you know how we have like streets
He
won't
was
forget.
playing with
like,
a medicine ball back in 1920.
Bro.
Of course, he was dribbling.
No. You see, because let me raise you. I'm a very cultured individual. Yeah. Let me put you guys onto a new name, Rivellino. Go and look at that guy. Similar, maybe like 10 years later or 5 years later, check his compilations. What a dribbler. This Garrincha guy, literally, like Ben Arfa and these guys, we say, oh, we're never going to forget them. The streets love them, whatever. I think that's why the Brazilians always speak so highly, because he was just doing random skills, like going past nobody. But it was like, wow, like look at this guy go. No, man, can't be having that. One-footed. Obviously the GOAT incident as well. I'm not gonna say too tough because monetization. That's my right winger, man. I can't lie. He didn't even.
I'm not.
My bad.
I obviously haven't said mine yet because I said that Robinho is my left winger. So I can't obviously speak for Garrincha or whatever. But for me, my right winger, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way because I feel like in a weird way it makes him underrated.
There's no
but
point even saying don't take it the wrong way. They're gonna take it the wrong way
Okay.
regardless.
For me, I'm gonna say David Beckham, right? And only because
That's so fair.
obviously, in the end, I'm not saying he wasn't good, and I'm not saying that he's not one of the best crosses of the ball, one of the best free kick takers of all time. This is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying his own downfall was obviously all the sponsorships he had and how good looking he is and having a famous wife, things like this. That obviously in the end, I feel like some of the clubs he played at, you know, after Man United were more like, how do I say it? Signings.
Or whatever.
Yeah, commercial.
I actually think that like what you're saying, is the reason why people actually underrate him. So United fans,
Yeah,
please,
that's
don't
what
get
I
at me,
started
'cause
off with.
I hate you lot, but I think David Beckham kind of goes more in the underrated pool now, to be honest with you, because people just act like he was just like a superstar on TV.
No, but like at the end of the day, no, but he was like the most famous footballer in. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you could ask
he
people,
was. But
You
I
know
think,
what I mean? That's why he's overrated, because he wasn't that good, but everyone knew about him, right? And that's just the reasoning behind it.
I just want to be fair, if it was a 4-4-2, there was a big chance of me putting him in there. Not even because of his ability. It's more so like just the hype around him and like.
yeah, but that's not like
less,
this. Like
That's the thing.
they're
Though,
not
when I
overrating
thought
his
of a
football
4-3-3, how do I
ability.
fit him in? He's going to play. Right wing
They're
over
like
right centre mid.
you're kind of basing it off what the individual was like as a status. That's a bit different to his football ability, you know. Like, was his football overrated? I don't know. Do you get it?
No, but like
I'm with Amenyah on
not-
this 100%.
Yeah, I don't think David
no,
Beckham
but I'm
was.
saying in the end though, like he became bigger than obviously what he was as a footballer.
So I guess then we have to decide on our right winger. It's between Danielson, Garrincha, and David Beckham. I'd like us to go for Garrincha personally. I think that should be an easy one, but
No.
Surely we all saw that. Like, I'm not sure.
bro, Garrincha was meaty. Come on, guys.
No,
This
no,
guy-
we're not
But,
putting no.
bro, this is
don't insult
1920s. Like,
Bro, Garrincha.
I didn't
Wait,
touch
I think
Garrincha 'cause I didn't
he even
watch him,
watched
so like-
the video, Kurt, man. This guy really
I'm afraid.
the best
I'm
dribbler
afraid I get
ever.
my
Who did
pick
Kerr
here.
pick? Who did
I'm a-
Kerr pick?
He
No,
put
no,
like
I'm not
Danielson
gonna
or
This is someone
something.
that played in.
I
Was
don't
supposed to be
even
the
know if
best
he was even
goalkeeper
a
of all
right
time,
winger,
and he
man.
put him right wing. This is
No,
well,
no,
we
No,
we
but I'm
abs-
strongly disagreeing on Beckham. That's why. So I like. It's not like I'm indifferent. I do not agree with David Beckham.
He's not a right winger anyway.
Yeah. So we all have. This is what I'm saying. We have one each, and technically Robinho is going to be in the left discussion. So it's
Well, no, but
between-
there's someone in the left discussion who should
No,
actually be there.
I know.
Listen,
We'll get there. But for now, it's between Beckham, Garrincha, and
No,
this
no, we're not gonna
Danielson
agree.
brother. So
We
basically,
can't.
We decide at the end.
basically,
Yeah, you have to decide at the
basically,
end.
Kurt, are you
We
willing to
can't
let go
agree.
of Danielson? Are you willing to let go of Danielson?
Yeah, but not for Garrincha. No way.
Well, it's between
No
Garrincha
chance.
and Beckham. You have to pick one of them.
Yeah, no. I'm not. No, none of them are going in.
Come on, man.
Simple as that.
Oh,
I'm not putting
I had
either,
to.
but-
I had to sit here and listen to Xavi being put into the most
Come on, man.
overrated football team of all
There's-
time.
there's-
We have
and
to
you
pick
won't
one
give
of
me
them.
David Beckham
We have
for
to
my
pick one of
reasoning.
them. It's Garrincha or David
I won't give
Beckham?
you Beckham. No way we would put Garrincha either. No chance. That's even worse.
We're putting
Well,
Beckham in.
Amenyah, can we?
All right, we'll do
And
striker.
we
We'll do
decide
striker.
that- can we decide at the
We'll do
end?
striker. All right. I guess I'll start for this one. Why not?
No. Wait. Do left wing, and then we chuck the right wing after, and then leave striker until the end.
Okay, fine. Left wing.
Chuck left wing.
Surely we
Alright,
agree
cool.
on this one though. Like, this spot has to be reserved for one man. He's the ultimate longevity merchant. Not really a great human being. 25-year career. One memorable Arsenal goal. I'll tell you right now, yeah.
Huh?
Ryan Giggs. If you put like a gun to my head and ask me to name like 3 Ryan Giggs goals, that will be the end of the Total 90 podcast. You will never see me again. I couldn't tell you like 3 goals that this guy scored. Most useless.
He's in mine.
Yeah, man.
He's in
Who
mine.
did
That's
you go
all.
with, Jamo, though?
Well, I had
Robinho.
Robinho as my left winger, and I've already explained why.
Okay, so I think because I back Giggs 100%. Like, there's
Okay,
no.
so
I-
Giggs left wing.
I
That's
think
easy.
I think Giggs left wing, and unfortunately Robinho goes on the right. It's the only way
How are
we're
we
gonna
gonna
agree
have
on
a
this.
left winger as our
It's
right
the only way we're
winger?
gonna. I'm not putting Beckham. I'm not putting Garrincha. So
Oh, come
unless
on,
you guys
man.
want to put
What-
Danielson.
What's Garrincha?
I had to sit here, by the way. Kurt, go and grab your toy and put it back in the
Chappie's
prem.
overrated.
Go and grab your toy and put it back in the prem, because I had to listen to Xavi being put in this team.
Don't disrespect ET. Number 1. Number 2. Xavi's that you consider number 1 midfielder of all time. How is that not overrated? Back him. Like Amenyah said,
I've
Beckham
given
is
you my
more
reasoning though
underrated.
as to why.
Yeah, your reason don't make sense. Like you put Gareth Barry, Edgar Davids, freaking who is it? Phil
This is
Neville.
the thing. I've given you my reasoning behind. I feel like people
Yeah, it's nonsense.
viewed them as things that weren't football related.
We're talking about rating.
Yeah, by the way, this Danielson guy he is a forward, by the way, just so you know. So he is allowed to be in there, but I wouldn't watch mine.
Then we go with him.
I can't, bro. He played for like Real Betis and like the teams I'm looking at here, bro.
We don't even know who he is.
Yeah,
We know who he is. I told you
Bro,
who he is.
he played for
you
Itum
knew the opposition
Biara,
played.
Haifong,
Right wing.
Ibis, Kavala. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Let's just go Garrincha and then we move on, man. We have like one position left.
We're not putting no.
Bro,
no.
two of us have picked Robinho as well, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Alright, you know
got
what?
Robinho
Have
on the
Robinho right wing. That's nonsense, man. That's complete nonsense. but
Surely he's
fine.
played one game.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right then, striker.
Oh, if you're ready for more nonsense, then
I'll go with my striker
I
first,
think-
I guess. Or Jamie,
I'm
do you
gonna
want to
go.
go?
Go.
I'll go straight. Do you want to go, Jamie?
No one. I'm just gonna say no one has mine, but go on.
Okay, I'll go straight in there. Right, cool. So it's hard. It's more so like a 10. You can put him as 10. Like people think that he was a striker, but he pretty much played like centre forwardish striker, like
Couldn't
10
even
inside forward.
forward.
Pele, get him in.
He's
Get
gone
him
for
in.
Pele.
in there.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Damn it, you
I
can't
really
say no to
like
Garrincha and then put Pele in there.
Pele, no, listen to the reason. I've not watched.
Go on.
That's right. I've not watched Pele either. But the reason being, like, I've done a bit of research. 526 of his goals come in exhibition matches. He's always rated as like one of the best ever players.
Yeah, do you know who those exhibition matches are against? By the way, they're against like European teams, like Inter.
Well, when I looked into it, he didn't say that.
I think it's never fair to compare
that
people
proves my
in
point.
totally different times.
I
anyway,
can't
to be
believe
great,
how
so
we're
I'll never
accepting
understand
Pele, who genuinely has like all the stuff to back it up, but Garrincha got frowned upon. That's staggering. I'm sorry.
I've not looked into Garrincha.
I know, but just
Like, I can't
trust me.
sit there.
Just
I can't sit there and
Just
pretend.
trust me a little bit. Just trust
Yeah,
me.
but I can't sit there and pretend. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd love to sit there and pretend to people please and say, yeah, put Garrincha in, but I haven't looked into.
You know, here's
Garrincha,
what
you
we're
know
doing.
I mean?
Well,
So
play
this next 20 seconds here is getting cropped out the video.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend that Denman's agreed with me. He's gonna watch the footage tomorrow, and I'm gonna edit it and put it in when Denman agrees. If you don't agree, we'll let you have Robinho.
Hey, Denman, if you don't agree, you're not getting your 11th appearance, mate. It's 10 and out.
All right,
Be careful
Jamie,
what you do,
who's your striker? I'm not backing Pele. I can't lie.
Okay, so for me, this is one where it's not like it's one of those where it's not the controversial one where it's someone that won a Ballon d'Or, blah blah blah. For me, Emil Heskey is the most overrated footballer of all time. I'm saying that like as a statement.
Overrated.
This guy's KSI,
Yeah,
KSI
bro, he
fanboy.
played,
This
how
guy.
many
How is
games
he
did he play for
overrated?
England? How many games
Fanboy.
did he play for England?
No, but
Fanboy.
what makes him overrated?
Fanboy.
The fact that he was even playing for England.
No,
What do you mean?
no, that's a
Fanboy.
howler from you, bro. That's
What do you mean?
What do you
You've shown a
mean?
bit of age there. That's a howler. Leicester,
Fanboy.
Leicester. Okay, if anything, yeah, the whole KSI thing made everyone think he was the worst striker in history because
Exactly,
he was. Oh,
literally.
Heskey.
No,
K-
this is
KSI
not FIFA
fanboy.
related. This is not No. You think this is FIFA? It's not. I swear
Bro, but
to God, this is not.
No. People, even Liverpool days, yeah. People like Michael Owen, who even got a Ballon d'Or, he was saying like Heskey's his favorite person to play alongside because he just.
He literally. I
knocking
think
on
if you had a
everything.
competition, who had the worst first touch of all time for a professional footballer, I think he would win. I think
I'm
in
not
teams,
having Heskey. I'll be honest.
Is
As overrated.
why when people when people say to me about like just having goals next to your name, where even a lot of the times he didn't, doesn't actually prove whether he was that good or not.
Not having Heskey personally. I'll give you my one. Picture this. Close your eyes.
I'm open.
Close
to
your eyes.
Discussion about
Tw-
these next two. people.
2010. All right. You're hearing the vuvuzelas. There was a certain football, the Jabulani. This man, they call him the Jabulani merchant. He had one decent World Cup, and he should have got booted out of it if it wasn't for that racist vampire handballing off the line. Diego Forlan. He's not even top 5 athletic strikers. I can give you Fernando Torres, Falcao, Griezmann, Aguero, David Villa. They're all clear of this guy. So Diego Forlan gets spoken about. Oh, he was so techie. What a beast. One tournament that is like 8 games long. Failed in the Premier again as per usual. Not for me, man. I'm having Forlan. Kurt, over to you.
Yeah,
sir.
I back that. I back that for sure. But
To be fair, he didn't come into mind with me. So
Did you have a different striker?
I backed that.
So we're locking in Emil Heskey.
Yes.
Wait, who was your striker,
Honestly.
though? Who was your striker?
wait, Curtin bin, has he? Has he?
No.
No.
My striker, again, maybe a bit controversial, this one. Didier Drogba. To me, This man is talked about top five strikers in the Premier League. He's find him in a lot of those lists. Not for me. Kane is ahead of him. Van Nistelrooy is ahead of him. Henry, Shearer, Aguero, Rooney, and I could probably name a few more. They talk about the biggest big game player in finals, and they list all the goals. But number one, what about semi-finals? Because the amount of chances this guy missed against Liverpool, against Barcelona, the infamous robbery. I mean, if this guy finishes chances, though, he wouldn't have to call and say it's a disgrace.
You know what? I'm moved by this. I'm moved by this speech. Go on.
And even in the final, that fair enough, he clutched up a header. Fair enough. This guy gave away a pen in extra time of a Champions League final for no reason, right? Like, I think it was Robin, was it? He wasn't going to do anything, and this guy just went in behind and hacked him. And luckily, Czech bailed him out. And then, of course, he scores the pen in the final. But he would have quickly went from a hero to not. But listen, of course, fantastic player.
As I was saying, Emil Heskey, in my opinion,
Nah.
We're not picking Heskey.
Get that out of here, man.
All right, but you're saying it's because of KSI and FIFA. That's not fair to do.
Fanboy.
For me. No.
But how? But it doesn't make no one
Emil
speaks about
Heskey,
Heskey
right,
as like a top 10 prem. No one even puts him top 20.
No, but it's not
strikers.
about that though. He should never have had as many appearances as he did for England. He was the epitome of someone that was big and strong, and that someone could kick a long ball, and he could just get his body in the way.
But who were the other options at the time?
No, but that's the thing. You just answered the question. He was effective at that. Like, what if you have someone like Michael Owen at the time? You just boot the ball to him and flick it on. Owen runs him behind and scores.
I think this is a fight between Drogba and Forlan, because I'm kind of comfy going Drogba too. I'm comfy to go with Drogba.
I agree.
One season in his whole career, scoring 20 in the Prem.
Well, you don't judge it by stats. It's about
It doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, you can't put someone as a top 5.
Who's watched Emil Heskey play in this call? We're talking about eye test? Jesus Christ.
I can't lie. I've definitely watched Emil Heskey play. Albeit, to be fair, that's more his later days at like Birmingham, and then Aston Villa's where he became a stinker, right? That was when he became like a joke and whatnot. But even at Birmingham, listen, here's some... Bro, he was linking up with Mikel Forsell. Guys don't know my ball knowledge, bro. Mikel Forsell, Mario Melchior. Jamie, you don't even know those guys, bro. That was Birmingham back then, bro.
No. We're not putting Heskey. We're not putting Pele. So you two decide out of Forlan and Drogba.
Yeah.
I would be happier to put Forlan in than Drogba personally, but like I'm not that strong about it because I think Heskey.
It's fair.
I'll lean towards that side, but like I'm not.
Honestly, I don't mind going to Drogba. I'm
on the basis. Yeah, this is the thing. It's really hard because obviously Drogba used to tear Tottenham a new one, but Tottenham were like bottom half of the table team when he did. I'm gonna say Drogba.
I'm comfy with Drogba, because they, again, like Kurt said, they speak about the big games thing or whatever, but they ignore those said big games in the Premier League where, there's like you're 1-0 down or whatever away at, like, I don't know, Bolton or something like that, bro. And guys are just not there bagging. They're just sitting there with their 12 goals a season. Like, well done. You scored against Arsenal. Well done, man. Good for you. By the end of the day, one season with 20 goals. Yeah, it's not enough. I don't think he even has an AFCON. So, in all that golden generation and that, he couldn't even lead Ivory Coast to a nice little title there. He bottled he bottled it numerous times for Ivory Coast. I remember that certainly. I think Ivory Coast won it in 2015 or so. And Drogba was certainly gone by then, so I'm comfy going Drogba. If that is what Demon is picking, that's no problem. I'll be honest, I still think we should have gone Garrincha right wing, but oh well, we'll have.
He doesn't have an AFCON.
This is the thing as well, right? Which you guys are forgetting. Like, this is not why my reasoning was based on. He also came to the A League as well. People forget. Right.
Oh, come on, man.
At what age? 45?
40 years old,
45 or something.
No. All right, I'm not basing my whole opinion on that, but like, Amenyah did say also every league as well, and that was just also a disgrace. But if I remembered KSI did a series about him, I honestly wouldn't have said it because it would have saved us, but I honestly couldn't remember. But
so you forgot that Heskey
and now everyone in the comments is going to go, oh,
FIFA 11 race to Division 1.
No, I'm done, man.
Alright, so
second appearance has been good. Catch you later.
No, it's been blessed. So here is our final team. We have argued a little bit, but we've come to an agreement. We have Victor Valdez in goal, Gary Neville, right back. Our centre-back pairing is going to be Carragher and Vidic. At left back, unfortunately, we do have Roberto Carlos. Our midfield three is Wilshere, Scholes, and Xavi. And the front three is going to be Giggs, Drogba, and with much regret, Robinho. That is going to be our most overrated 11 of all time. Like I said, we're going to be doing a current one when the season begins. But let us know who you think should be in this team, who shouldn't be in this team. Make your arguments. Let us know which of the panelists had the howlers and whatnot. Again, join the FPL, blah, 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 blah. Go check out all these guys' socials. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you, man, in a bit. Safe.